Hey guys, welcome back to the God is Within Her podcast. I'm your guys' sis, Chelsea. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, think about this. Have you ever wondered why you felt so different? Like, especially when people will try to roast you, tease you, bully, make fun of, whatever word you'd like to describe, or make a joke of, because some people like to say, oh, it's just a joke, it's just comedy, but you're really just playing off of somebody's differences. And they love to try and use that to make us belittle ourselves. Ooh, when it's really our greatest power. And that's why they're trying to use it against us. Wow. It just allowed me to see three things. Like, number one, people will use your differences and twist it into a bad perspective. They will tease, they will bully, and most of the time, they are right. You are different. But when they try to, it's different things. They can use their tone, they can use their body language. Different things can exude and show that they're trying to disrespect you and have no respect for or consideration for you. Most of the time, you realizing that does not stop them from doing it. And so you have to be so strong in yourself and know that it's a them problem. It is not a you problem. Yes, you are different. It is not a bad thing. Okay? Just remember, you are chosen. So you are different. We are all different. And there are power in our differences. It's power in our story, down to the hairs on our head, our fingerprints, our eyes, our face, our body's abilities, the gifts, the talents, the passions. No one can be you. Literally, no one has that power. And you are you through God. And you are your best self through God. When you're weakest, you are your strongest through God. So, this brings me to the scripture for this episode. It is in the book of Genesis. So, the book of Genesis, it just tells you how, like, the world was created. It tells you about Moses. It talks about how they wanted to save the people of Israel. And in Genesis 11, it says, "Now, the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shire and settled there. They said to each other, 'Come on, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered all over the face of this earth.' But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. And the Lord said, 'If as one people, speaking the same language, they've begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will ever be impossible for them. So come, let's go down, confuse their language, so that they will not understand.' So the Lord scattered them from there all over the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why we were called Babel, because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there, the Lord scattered them all over the face of the earth." Like, to me, I felt like it's a story of self-discipline. Like, we were so prideful, starting building up these buildings like brick and mortar, and God was like, "You're doing too much," and brought us back to basic understanding to embrace our differences. And it literally speaks to all of the differences, that the capabilities, the strengths of the brain, how we label people with neurological deficiencies. We label them disabled when really they're gifted. Because if you guys learn about autism, you'll understand the spectrum, and you'll see that because they lack in one area, it allows them to be a million times stronger in another area of their brain. And they're gifted. God made us all different. And even for the things that God didn't go say, boom, scatter, and the things that we did on our free will, God is still like, boom, throw his little special sauce on there, because he's always in control. Okay? But he made us different for a reason. We all ain't supposed to be the same. And that's why when we come in contact with somebody that's so similar to us, like, we resonate with them and we want to like hold on to them and cling on to them. And yeah, because it's so rare. It's so rare. So, number one, people will use your differences and try and twist it in a bad perspective. But know yourself, okay? Because, yep, you are different. They right. And what they're saying is not bad. That's a them problem, not a you problem. Number two, we are all different. God made it as such. And number three, recognize the mighty God that we serve. Have you ever just thought about God's character? Like how great a mind is to create the universe, the elements that all come together, fire, water, air, and gas. Like how they come to, the creation of a human being, the fact that he created two beings that can actually come together and create a human life, like, that is wild. The fact that everything that we do, no matter what, if you stay close to him, he's going to bring you back to your destiny. God is going to guide you in those paths. That is wild. Only a most powerful being can do that. Omnipresent, omni-knowledge. What is that one? Knowing it all. Like, how? Like, God is just wild. So be in awe of God. And remember, God knew you before you was formed in your mother's womb. Just like he told Jeremiah. You are chosen. You are chosen. God already destined your life. It's already done. And remember, everyone is not for you. Everyone will not understand you. But your power lies in your individuality. Carry yourself with care. Set the precedence of how others should treat you. You are fragile. You are to be cared for. And don't let nobody ever tell you different. Okay, guys. So the overall point is, you ever wonder why you feel so different? It's because you are. And when you know you are, number one, people will try to use your differences and twist it in a bad perspective. So know you and know you are different, but nothing is wrong with that. It's a them problem, not a you problem. Number two, we are all different. God made us different down to the hairs on our head. I gave you the biblical reference of when he made all languages different. And number three, be in awe of God, because that's how God made us. Like, in God's character, in God's greatness, in God's power. You are chosen. Your power is in your individuality. Okay, don't play with it. Today's faith check is going to be an excerpt from Akeelah and the Bee. Okay, they're reciting Our Deepest Fear, which was said in the Nelson Mandela speech. And it just resonated with me when I heard it, especially like in the season that I'm in developing and just growing. And I was just like, because it is so true. And I just want to play it for you.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?
Here you go. Okay, guys, that's it for this episode. If you are listening to this episode in real time, you know that your girl is late, okay? I moved to a whole nother state. Life has been going, but shout out to Caitlin, because Caitlin hit me up on Instagram and was like, sis, do you know when we can expect the next episode? Like, what are you doing? And that kind of, it gave me a sense of affirmation, number one, because sometimes I can't tell if anybody is listening. So I'm like, oh, it's okay. I will get to it. And I sometimes can tend to not prioritize it. And look at how the spirit was aligned. I kept saying for the past few days, I need to edit the episode, get it out. And now it is going to be out, okay? It's going to be out. Thank you for your patience if you're listening to this in real time and you've been waiting. And if not, thank you for listening anyway. And go ahead and drop a comment, rate, and subscribe. Just let me know you listening. I'd really love to connect with my people. So connect with me on Instagram if you have one, or TikTok at Your God Sis, okay? Okay, guys. That's it for this episode. We have a few more episodes of season 2 before we take a break for season 3. But when I tell you, I have some things brewing up for season 3. So stay tuned. Okay. Bye. Make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss when we post the next episode.